second round of this great show. We have a nice host of guests this week. Thank you all for being here. I know it's really late in some places, and before we begin, I want to allow everyone to introduce themselves, but also because this is an international event, I want you to take the time and let the audience know where you are currently. So, my name is Jasmine. I'm very grateful for all of you and having your time. I'm currently in Seattle. Coach, let's start with you.
Well, I am Coach Mike Kammerer. I coach the Kansas City Glory, and I am in Kansas City, Missouri. And it is 11 o'clock right now.
We appreciate your time, Coach.
I'm Grace Cooper. I am in Denver, Colorado.
I'm Hannah Mocassini and I'm in Utah. It is currently 10 p.m. here.
So, as you can see, these athletes and coaches are very much so dedicated to the event. Just as a reminder, so the showcase will be on November 16th in Las Vegas. This is a volunteer event, so these women come from across the states, some of them even cross seas to be a part of this event. And we've locked in a location at Canyon Springs High School. There will be two games this year for the first time, one starting at 3 p.m. and the other at 6 p.m. Also, before we begin, I do want to thank our media contributors. So, Sideline Imagery, LR Visuals, Team Brenda Media, and the Salem Women's Football Association. Without them, we wouldn't have these beautiful photos and videos and be able to create this. So, Coach Mike, I want to say this is your first year being a part of this event. What got you here? How did you get interested, and what brought you in?
Well, what brought me in was Nashi, Catrone, Maria, and all them. They know Ian, and Ian called me up and just asked me, and right away I said yes. I was like, this sounds amazing. And includes that I am actually from Las Vegas, Nevada as well. So coming home for a little bit too wouldn't hurt as well. So, but they got me into it. Ian called and I talked with Ian and absolutely fell in love with the guy. He's an amazing person and I'm excited to meet him.
He is a very nice person. I would say I have to agree with you 100%. Now, he also sent me a lot of information, and I know you're kind of reserved about, your professional background because, like you said in the group text, you want to keep it more about the athletes. But I do want to give you a little bit of shine, Coach. I was informed that you were collegiate and all conference running back. You performed in the CFL, and then you also had a few NFL tryout invites. You also run your own football academy, which is very impressive. So, my question to you is with that type of background, why do you feel it's so important to add those add those accolades and contribute to women's football?
You know, uh, well, I fell in love with this game about 6 years ago, and actually, I, you know, I started with Liz Showers, coaching her, and I actually got to see Grace Cooper play in Minnesota against the Titans. We were in Minnesota. She ran all over us, and I was like, man, I didn't know women could actually run like this.
Yeah,
So
back in our
like,
WFA days.
yeah, and so like for me, I like to contribute all that my knowledge to the women's sports. I think it's amazing, and I'm going on 6 years coaching women's sports, and getting to show and showcase what I could do because I've learned a lot. But I think women upset to learning a lot more, and they love it. So they bring a lot of passion to it, and I love that when somebody brings passion to a position, especially running back and fullback, which that's what I played. I didn't know that you wanted to come and hit somebody like that, and I talked to Hannah for a little bit, and watching her play 2 years ago, I'm like, man, this girl loves to hit people. So
That is true.
Well, those are
but
all
yeah,
really
I
good
I,
reasons.
I
Yeah.
want to spread my love and joy for the position, a lost cause, I call it, fullback position and a
Mhm.
power back.
Mhm.
So I want to bring that kind of my knowledge to
Old
them.
school,
Put it
yeah.
that way.
Now, Coach, also because in your professional season last year, you were in one of the more competitive conferences last year. I was fortunate enough to attend some of those games, but you still had a very impressive offensive performance. Shout out to Kia Williams. She was one of my favorite players from last year on defense. So, talk to us a little bit about your professional season and what do you think that you'll add to the showcase this year?
Well, our professional season last year. So I was actually the special teams coordinator last year,
Hmm.
and quarterback coach. So I worked with that. And Coach Lane, he was our offensive coordinator last year, and he did a really good job his first year. Innovated something brand new to the season, which was a jet offense. Putting in jet sweep. Um, the conference that we play in is just absolutely tough. It's brutal. You got great defenses, big backs. It's just very tough. Um, what was the second question, man? I see. Look, I'm already falling asleep on it.
It's okay. It's okay. I know. And just to let everybody know, Coach just got back from practice. We have a lot going on right now. We're in different time
Yeah.
zones. Everybody's been at work. It's okay. What I asked was, what do you think that you'll be able to add
Oh,
to the game, to the showcase this year?
so so coming into this, my offense is going to be very predicated to my running backs.
Mm-hmm.
Even though Nashi is my quarterback, but I also have very talented running back. So I'm actually installing an amazing run game. So I'm excited because I got a 1-2 punch right in front of me right here with Hannah and Coop. So it's like we're gonna
I
get a
love
heavy, heavy, heavy
it.
dose of it when I can run certain plays and hint to a flip fullback screen. Ooh, I didn't say that, but
Oh, and I forgot to make this clear that all of you will be on the same team this year. So I'm excited to see that. So, Coach, what are some of the challenges you may face going into the showcase? With all the athletes flying in, not having that much time to practice with them, and creating that team environment. What kind of challenges do you think you'll face?
I don't think we'll face any challenges. I think we're gonna do perfect. I think I have a great coaching staff.
Hmm.
I put aside a great, good people around me. I consider myself as the assistant head coach because my boy Spence Peterson, he is very knowledgeable of the sport. He's great at like just football knowledge in general, so I trust him very well. But bringing in a really good running back coach, also the guys that just surround me support me very well, especially with Maddie and other coaches too that I have coming in. I think I know I have a Denver coach coming in too. He's the line coach, which I'm happy we're about to have a big old meeting. But I don't think we face any challenge. I think the biggest challenge is just rotating players, maybe. But that's about it.
Okay, well, and Ian has expressed he has a lot of participation this year. So, to all of the athletes being involved, thank you so much because this isn't something that you have to do. And a big thank you to Toys for Tots as well. Something that's important, it's only $5 to get into the game. So, you can either contribute a $5 donation to get into this game or bring a toy to donate to Toys for Tots to enter the game. So, Grace, let's switch it over to you. You know, last season you had 65 total touches, a total of 280 yards, and two touchdowns. So, tell us a little bit about your performance in your professional season.
well, last year was, for anyone who doesn't know, I actually ended up fracturing my tibia in our game against Texas, which was, I think, maybe only like halfway through the season.
Hmm.
And so then my season last year was cut pretty short, which was a bummer. Like every professional athlete will tell you that anytime that a season ends earlier than you think it will, that can be a really big frustration. And so then the holiday showcase was the first opportunity that I kind of had to come back and play football after that injury. And that was it was such a great opportunity just to get to be around other people. But then it was also kind of my coming back into football before this season. So that was really cool. And yeah, I felt like last year and then this season too, there just are still a lot of unchecked boxes.
Mm.
So always looking forward.
I was not aware of your injury. I'm very sorry about that, but I'm happy to discover, that you've recovered well, and we look forward to seeing your recovery debut this November. So, are there any players that you look forward to playing with in the showcase?
Well, I mean, I gotta be honest, I love playing with Hannah. And like Hannah, you're one of my favorite players to watch and also just to play with in general. Um, but
You.
because like Hannah with the rugby background, that comes in so clutch. Like Hannah plays a sport where you literally wear less equipment and hit people more.
Yeah.
And like we all saw rugby in the Olympics. Like we've all like that has become so much more of a like well-known thing. And then Hannah's like, sure, I'll like put on some more protection and do it a little bit less. But yeah, like great, sounds good.
Well,
But yeah, I love playing with Hannah. So that's always really fun to look forward
Thank
to.
you, Grace.
and well, speaking of that, because that was one of my notes, so we'll just kind of move over to you now, Hannah. Because I understand you did play rugby last year, and my understanding is you took a year off tackle. Is that correct?
Yes, that is correct.
Okay, so this will also be your debut after taking a break from tackle football.
It will
So
be,
y'all have a
yes.
lot stored up to put on the field coming up
Absolutely.
November 16th. Then I look forward to it. So, Hannah, just to talk about a little bit of your performance. So the stats that I have are from 2023, the last time you actually put on pads. 38 carries, 148 yards. This is your third appearance in this event. Is that correct?
That is correct, yes.
Okay, so what keeps you coming back?
I love contact. I really, I love to run into people. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, yeah,
But no, honestly, I love the holiday showcase specifically. Just because what it stands for, the culture and the vibe that it brings, and then getting to meet new players throughout the league is amazing in every single way. I really enjoy coming to this because Toys for Tots is an incredible purpose to throw any type of event, but to play football and to raise toys, um, it has a special place for me. And I know it has a special place for Ian. And so I've always enjoyed playing in this game because of the meaning behind it. So I really, you know, I love football and I can't wait to be back in pads again. But the real meaning behind it is that I just love the cause. I love Toys for Tots.
I like that. I like that for both of you. So, and I gave y'all a little bit of warning. Coach, you may want to jump in here. I don't know. Since you'll all be on the same squad collectively, what kind of messages do you have to your opponents coming up?
I think this event is so funny because this last year was really the first time that I had had an opportunity to um to do something where it was so many different people from different like teams and leagues and everything coming together and playing against each other. Like I was on Team USA, but that's you're all still doing it together for one goal. And here you're like, well, we're on different teams and we're also trying to beat each other. So last year was super fun and I was like, damn, y'all, like, we're friends. So, like, I know we want to win, but yikes. And it's always like being a running back or a fullback, you're always on the bottom of the pile, right? So people are like pushing on your body, getting up off the ground, and you're just kind of lying there, like, I thought we liked each other. Um, but the message that I have is I don't like anybody on the other team.
Oh, I was like,
Ooh,
what's
damn.
that? My
Being
goodness.
from Minnesota, Minnesota nice and all that. That like it's a lie. I'm not nice.
Izzy,
I'm
she's
like,
talking to you.
oh goodness.
Yeah,
Ooh,
AZ, who is a
baby.
traitor and left our team. And you know what? I've always said as a running back, if I can't run through them, I can run away from them. And AZ is somebody I can run away from because I'm definitely faster than AZ. So.
Oh my goodness. I hope she's watching this. Or if not, I may have to clip this down and send a DM or something like that. They had a lot of smack talking going last week, so it was rather enjoyable. Um, so what about you, Hannah?
I think the message that I have is watch out. Like, the flexibility that we have with having so many players on one team, not only with our offense but our defense, like if these coaches don't come prepared, like this game isn't just we're all getting together for fun. It is we're all getting together for fun, but like it's also serious. Like we both want to win.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so
so I
competitive.
think that my message is really just be prepared. Like you never know. Film is one thing, but seeing players play in person is a different thing. And so you never know what any player is going to bring to the table. And I think that we have a very good roster with a lot of players gonna bring their A game and bring the best surprises on the field.
Mhm. Now, I know that Grace says she looks forward to play with you, so that I'm sure it's reciprocal. But is there anyone outside of the two of you that you look forward? Do you want to name drop some people that are going to be on the team? You know that we need to watch out for, anything like that?
Yeah, I mean, shoot. I'm really excited to be reunited with one of my teammates. Her name is Michelle Nance. She's a D lineman, and she'll be playing for Team Blitzen this year. And I'm also really excited to play with the entirety of the Kansas City Glory. Mike, I'm pretty sure that almost all the players that are coming from KC are coming in to Team Blitzen. And so it'll be really cool to meet a bunch of players because I've only ever played in the Pacific Conference. And so I've only been able to meet players within the Pacific Conference. And I'm really excited to just meet players from all over the league because this game this year, with as many people as are coming, we have the opportunity to meet a lot of people. So that will be really exciting.
It will be. It will be. I've had the opportunity to, you know, cover more athletes from the Pacific Conference myself, and I've been very impressed. And so it was actually some of the coaches and athletes from the Pacific Conference that helped me find this event. So I'm very grateful to Coach Rod. But before because I know it's really late, everybody's just getting home and things like that. I want to ask this every time we do this session. What kind of messages do you have? And Coach, I want you to answer this too. I may want to start with you. What kind of messages do you have to young people, young women, and the future of women's football?
I just got me and Spence, coach, and with Coach Kiki, we coach the new Olathe East Hawks flag football team. So these girls have no clue how to play football, and like sending a message to them is keep going, keep driving, keep doing what you love and what you're passionate about, and it might be football, it might not be football, but like if you keep going, you keep going. And
Hmm.
I told him today, like, just stop talking and just keep fighting.
I like that.
And and I think that's what's most important is most people continue to talk and talk and talk, but there's not a lot of fight in that. You got to stop the talk and keep the fight and keep going stronger and stronger.
Do you have anything to add to that, Grace?
Yeah, that was I really enjoyed hearing that. Um and like the future of women's football and women's sports and flag football is so bright. And I know that when I was a kid, I grew up playing football in the front yard with my brothers and with the neighborhood kids. And I went to school originally for athletic training. And so I was like, well, I'll be an athletic trainer for a football team. But never in my mind was it, well, I really love playing this and I can play it as an adult, like when I'm older. And I think that for any young girl who is looking at football as a sport, you can do it as long as you want. The opportunities are there to do it for the next decade, for the next 2 decades, for three. And that's such a cool thing to be able to tell young kids, like with all of our football camps that we've been doing with Gold Crown out in Denver and working with girls in flag. It's really cool to show up and say, like, hey, we're doing the same thing. And we're like 15, 20 years older than you. And we're still doing the same thing. So,
Yeah,
like, keep learning, keep growing, because there are so many opportunities out there.
absolutely. Hannah?
I think that my message would have to be take the risk. A lot of girls and women as well, I feel like are timid to play sports like football just because it's not a sport that, you know, was necessarily available to the older generation. And so it's become something that is. And I'm really proud of that. But there are still people who are timid of that opportunity. And so my message is just take the risk. This last year with rugby, I decided to take a risk. I quit my job and I decided to go international and go play. And if I hadn't decided to just take the risk and go for it, then I never would have had the opportunity to play at that level and to have those experiences. And that was amazing in every way. And so the same thing applies with football. Like, you never know what's going to be in store for you. If you are thinking about trying out for like Team USA, for example, take the risk. If you're a young girl who wants to get into tackle football, but you're only playing flag right now, take the risk, baby girl. Like, all you got to do is take a chance on yourself.
So how does an athlete, a female athlete, or just because I know some girls get to play tackle like at school, um, but how do they transition from flag to tackle? And anybody can accept that question because I see that as a challenge, right? So how do they transition from flag to tackle?
That's
I
an
think I
excellent
think
question.
it's the basic fundamentals for football. I think flag is very important for them to learn the fundamentals of how to catch, how to, tackle. Like you don't will tackle, but you're pulling the flag. I think flag teaches you the basics and fundamentals of football, and then you carry that over to pads, which is going to help you in the long run too as well. Then you start integrating into tackling, and it in that way.
Okay, okay. And I've heard this before because my start in covering football is actually in men's football, semi-pro football, where, you may hear someone say, like, they try to stereotype women playing tackle football, like, oh, it's too aggressive for women. What's your response to that, Hannah?
Then I'm just too aggressive for you. If you got a problem
Lovely.
with it, then shoot, let's go one on one.
Yeah. Do you want to add to that, Grace?
um,
Damn.
I love that. Like, there, I think I've heard the saying along those lines, like, some people are too big of a bite for other people to handle, and the response is, then let them choke. Um,
Yeah,
That's a clip.
I like that.
yeah, that's
then
that's
choke.
my
Um, but one of the
Ian, we
things that
need
I've always,
shirts and say let them choke.
yes,
yes,
yes.
wow.
Yes.
One of the things that I've always really loved with football is that kind of that duality. And like one of my favorite professional athletes is Alona Mar. And like the way that she has championed that like marriage of the feminine side and the masculine side of sports, like that softness and ease, and then also the aggression when you're playing. And that's one of my like favorite things about sports. Like I wear full makeup for all football, and I love showing up with a red lip. I don't wear it because I think the mouth guard would mess it up, and I don't want to come out like in a game looking like the Joker. Um,
Hey,
but
we see.
like,
I seen some NFL players wearing grills and chains this past weekend. So do what you
that's
want to
fair, looking like the
do.
Penguin and all the other villains in the
Yeah.
movies. Yeah, but like,
Um.
there's so football is such a great space for all different representations or like how people present themselves. And so you can like everybody, there's room for everybody. And yes, football is a very aggressive sport, but playing aggressive sports doesn't like equal always being an aggressive person. And I love that anybody can step into that and be like, yeah, I'm here to, I don't think I guess we're on this. I'm here to F some S up. And so you can have that mindset and that nature and then like still hold so many other dualities in your person. And that's one of the things that I really love about women's football.
Mhm. Were you gonna say something, Hannah?
Yeah, I just wanted to add on to what Grace said. I think that a lot of people assume that because, and Grace, I don't know if you've had this experience before, but like as a woman playing football, if I tell somebody I play football, automatically to them that makes me less of a woman. And I hate that. Like I hate when people tell me that that is something that takes away from my femininity. I believe that you know, me playing football actually makes me feel more feminine. That's what makes me feel beautiful. It's what makes me feel woman, and you know, I am woman, like all that. So
Yeah, it's a
it's
healthy
Yes.
balance.
it's something that enhances that. And I think that's to each their own.
Yeah.
You know, people are gonna have opinions. They're going to try to tear down things for other people that they have no business being doing
Yep.
in the first place. And at the end of the day, it's about you. It's about what makes you feel good. It's about what makes you feel beautiful and woman. And that is enough at the end of the day.
I love it. Coach Mike, do you have
We had
any?
a
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I was just gonna say, yeah, we have so a lot of our coaches on our high school team coach the women's team too as well. And we had a kid break his arm recently, or break his hand. He had like a little fracture in his hand. And you guys don't know. I don't know if you guys know Shannon Cooley. And I'm no name dropping Shannon Cooley, but she's
It's
an
okay.
amazing person, and she is just absolutely a dog. But the Tennessee game, she tore her ACL, wrapped it up, went out, caught a slant, caught the game tying touchdown to go into overtime. And our coach on the sideline goes, "Hey, I know a girl that is tougher than you." And he goes, "Get out of here." And he goes, I go, "Yeah, she tore her ACL." And he goes, "Yeah, she tore her ACL and still caught a touchdown. So what is
Right.
that saying about you?" And he kind of looked and goes, "Are you serious?" And he goes, "Yeah." And I'm saying, I said, I'll tell him every day, and I tell our boys every day. I said, I know girls that are tougher, 10 times tougher than you, that would do this job better
Mm,
every day.
yeah,
And
absolutely.
then you got you guys impress me so much, and that's why I continue doing what I do, and I love doing it. Is because putting in the effort and the toughness is just absolutely amazing. But also just keeping that same humbleness and, like you said, so.
Yes, I have to agree with you, Coach. And then also one thing, the more I kind of involve myself with women's tackle, it's the support, it's the environment. Just like you guys said earlier,
Mhm.
although we're competitors, like at the end of the day we still come together and we're still trying to push the same message across the board, and I think it's a really beautiful thing. And no matter what game I go to, what event I go to, it's a very inviting atmosphere. And so I'm very grateful for all of you giving me your time today, in the middle of the night, after practice, after work, still sweaty, whatever. But thank you so much. And Ian is very grateful for you as well. He doesn't really want to be on the screen. I had to beg him the first one. I was like, Ian, people need to know who you are, So, but that just kind of speaks to his character. So, I won't hold you guys up very long. We're about to end this out. So, Hannah, I want to start with you. Do you want to leave us with the final message tonight?
Yeah, just reiterating what I said earlier. For anybody thinking about playing football, take that risk. It's a beautiful thing. It's really opened up so many opportunities in my life, and it's actually brought some of my closest sisters that I have to me, and I'm grateful for them every day. So, do it if you're thinking about it, and please come to the holiday showcase and bring your toys. Thank you.
Absolutely. Grace?
Yeah, honestly, like very much same. This is such a cool thing to be able to participate in, for like not only is it all of like the like our goals and everything with coming together and playing with other athletes, but then we also have this incredibly cool opportunity to participate in something that's a bigger cause. And I don't think that athletes get enough opportunities for that. So that's huge. And I love seeing that so many athletes are participating in this. I cannot wait to celebrate with Team Blitzen once we all win. That's going to be so
Part, that
much
part.
fun. And yeah, it's just going to be so good to be the winners.
Coach Mike, I don't know what kind of communication you have with your team right now, but leave a message for your team before they show up in Vegas.
Well, we are getting ready. We're going to start, and I know defense is beating up this coming week. Offense is meeting up in the first week of October to install playbook. But all I really got to say is to get ready for the Thunder and Lightning show, baby, because
Hey,
it's
I like
coming.
it.
We're going to run it down the throats.
Hey, I'm
Even
I'm so
hey,
excited.
Ain't no shame
that's
in it.
coming from hey, that's coming from a quarterback coach. But I'm a fullback at heart, baby.
Well, again, Hannah, Grace, Coach Mike, I really appreciate all of you. Again, Ian, thanks you. And November 16th, we'll see you guys in Vegas. The game will be covered by Semi Pro Live. Again, I appreciate all the media contributors. I look forward to working with everyone. And I'm ready to put on the show. I'm just in the background. I'm like Ian. I don't even want to be like talking like this. It's about you guys, and so I can't wait to just continue to expand the coverage of this event. It's well deserved. We're going into year 9, and I hate that I'm so late to the party. Honestly. So, but thank you for your time, all of you, and I hope you have a good rest of your night.
Thank you so
Thank
You too. You
much.
guys
You
have fun.
too.
you. Appreciate
Thank
you
you.
so much. Thank you.